Daytona USA 2001 is a late release for the Sega Dreamcast, and it's a pretty good port of the arcade Daytona, plus 3 or so more tracks and some more cars. It was playable online when it first came out, which was pretty cool at the time, but these days you'll probably be playing it one player or two player split screen. There are more recent incarnations of Daytona, including the new arcade one that just came out, which artistically and musically seems to have a few things in common with this one. So there you go, that's Daytona USA for the Dreamcast. If you like Daytona, you pretty much know what to expect here, handling and all.
You place 7.
G-A-M-D-O.
Checkpoint.
Your time's extended. Stay low in the turn.
Checkpoint.
This is Test Drive Le Mans, a impressive effort from Infogrames. I believe it's the Australian branch that designed this one. The graphics are quite impressive. All kinds of neat little details are there, like glowing disc brakes, and it draws just tons of cars on the screen at one time. And if you do the 24-hour mode in 10 minutes, you'll see some pretty stunning day-to-night transitions, and you can even run the 24-hour Le Mans in real time, saving the game at pit stops. There's also a bunch of other tracks and more standard races you can do. The handling is straight up arcade, so that's either a plus or a minus depending on how you look at that. It feels pretty nice though, and it's very playable with a controller. Good stuff, I'd recommend it.
Start.
F355 Challenge, on the other hand, is much more of a sim than Test Drive Le Mans is. You really have to have your racing chops up to speed for this one. Fortunately, there's a training mode that shows you how to take the corners and when to brake and all that. The AI is quite unforgiving. There's no rubber banding. It's a rough game. Weirdly enough, it's more playable with the centered controller than Daytona is. I think it's just that much less twitchy. Anyway, it's a great game and one to check out if you like Sims. The only thing is that the only car in the game is the Ferrari F355, but it's modeled, seems to be modeled quite well. I've never driven a Ferrari, so I don't really know. So yeah, that's F355 Challenge.
Time extension. Time extension.
Go, go, go!
This is Four Wheel Thunder, which I don't believe was in arcades. I think this was made before it got the Thunder license and they kind of added turbos and things. But it's a really arcadey, fast, fun off-roading game. And I played it a lot, but then I got Excite Truck, of course, and then never really picked this one back up again. But if you're looking for a game kind of like that for your Dreamcast, it's not too bad. It's a little bit less extreme than Excite Truck, of course. But, yeah, it's got quite a few things going for it. The graphics are pretty simple, but it moves along at a good pace and has plenty of challenge. Actually, this game is really hard. So if you like that and shortcuts and stuff, you can't go too wrong with this one. Here is Sega Rally 2, the follow-up to, of course, Sega Rally, which is a game I played to death on the Saturn. So I got this with the Dreamcast. Actually, it was a gift. People knew I liked racing games, so this is what I got. It's not bad. It's well expanded over the arcade one with a bunch of championship tracks that are exclusive to this version. It doesn't really handle as well as Sega Rally 1, and unfortunately, it's a WinCE game. And suffers from quite a bit of frame drop around corners and things like that, but it's fun, though if given a choice I think I'd rather do Sega Rally 1.
Easy right. 100, easy left. Narrow. Bridge. 100, easy left. Main. 150, caution. Stay right. 150, stay right. 150, easy left. 100, easy right. 150, in travel. Oh no! 70, very long, easy left. 200, in tarmac. 200, caution. Hairpin right. Checkpoint. 100, long, medium left.
Time with Darren Johnson.
3, 2, 1.
There's a bullet in the dark. There's a fire in your heart.
Planet Perfecto, bullet in the gun. Available now.
And lastly, we've got Metropolis Street Racer. This is the game that came before Gotham. It was in development for a long time. It's the first game I remember where they went to all these real-world locations and just painstakingly modeled them. You could race in SF, London, and Tokyo. The Dreamcast was pretty much dead by the time it came out, so I think Gotham 1 is pretty much this game. I think minus the Kudo system, I'm not totally sure. The Kudo system is you have to score enough points to unlock courses, and you do that by skidding and not hitting cars, and the whole thing I thought was a bit just not, I don't know, not that fun and a bit frustrating. That said, it's an impressive game on the Dreamcast, and you know, if you want a game that'll make you want to throw your controller against the wall, get this one. The game does have some pretty neat ideas, I've got to say. One thing I really like is that it syncs up to real time, so that if it's morning in SF, you might be racing in London in the evening. Or if it's the evening in SF, you'll be racing at night. It's kind of neat that way. It's I guess it's immersive. The game does have some failings. There's the aforementioned scoring system that I really don't like. You know, you can lose points because the computer bumped you, and spinning out gets you points. It's just kind of odd. Besides that, the courses, you know, the real world courses, I don't really think they're that much fun to race on. I mean, look at this. It's all these 90-degree turns everywhere, and I don't know, it's okay. But, you know, there are better racers out there in my opinion. But, you know, not bad, and it's pretty original, and yeah, if you want to see where Project Gotham came from, check this one out. And that pretty much wraps up this video. Thanks for joining me and checking out these racers, and hope you didn't laugh too hard at my terrible playing. See you next time.